Joe West, Country Joe, the umpire that has umpired more games than anyone in history, is hanging up the spikes. Hanging up the whatever umpires hang up. I don't think he's wearing spikes out there. Hanging up his hat with the MLB logo on it. Joe West is retiring after 45 years. 5,460 Major League Baseball games have been umpired by Joe West. Almost 5,500 games. And he threw in a country album in there to boot. He was almost this larger-than-life figure out on the baseball field. And say what you want about him as an umpire. I know a lot of people think he's a great umpire. A lot of people don't think he's a great umpire. He's kind of a polarizing figure out there, but a figure nonetheless. And he deserves to be appreciated and admired for what he did for a long, long time. 45 years. I just turned 30 the other day. He had been umpiring 15 years before I was even born. My brother, who has had a very long major league career to this point, he will hopefully, in my opinion, be a Hall of Famer one day. If his career ended tomorrow, which hopefully it doesn't, and thankfully it won't, I think he'd be a Hall of Famer already. My brother, who has played a long time in the major leagues, is about to turn 39 years old. Joe West was umpiring 6 years before my brother was even born. It is wild. He has umpired almost 5,500 games, 6 World Series, 3 All-Star games, and has just done so much for the game of baseball. And that has to be admired. He helped negotiate the largest umpiring contract in history as the president of the Umpires Association. And he's just a character out on the field. That's what he is. And sometimes that character would get in the way of games. Sometimes it wouldn't. But you could always count on that character to be there. This is one of my favorite videos. Roger Davis diving into home. The pitcher having to help Joe West off of Roger Davis, who tripped him. And then it feels like Joe West just laid on Roger Davis for what felt like a minute. So we're showing this video, but for those of you that are just listening, Roger Davis dives into home, trips up Joe West, who falls on top of him. And it's like a slow motion video of him getting up, getting pulled off of him. And then after like a good 10 seconds of standing up, he just goes, "You're out." Country Joe was truly, truly one of a kind. And what he did for the game of baseball was special, and it has to be appreciated. You go back to that All-Star game a few years ago when Nelson Cruz decided to take a selfie at home plate with Joe West. Love him or hate him, he's a character. So happy retirement to Joe West. Certainly a Hall of Famer. One of the certainly the most tenured umpire of all time, but a great umpire nonetheless. And happy retirement to a guy that certainly deserves it.
Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.